The song Let It Go completely transformed Elsa's character in Frozen. Before we jump into that, let's start at the very beginning of her development and see what she was like originally. Her design was totally different from the final version we all know. Back then, the creators planned for her to be a villain, so they gave her a striking edgy look, short spiky blue hair, sometimes even black, and a coat made from living mink fur. She came across like a high-fashion version of Cruella de Vil, but with a snowy twist. This visual style set her apart as someone dark and powerful, not the sympathetic figure she became. She wasn't the misunderstood sister we see in the finished film, connected so deeply to Anna. In the early storyboards and concepts, she was a full-on classic Disney villain, cold, ruthless, and unapologetic. Her name wasn't even Elsa, they called her the Snow Queen, drawing straight from the fairy tale roots, and unlike the final movie, where she and Anna share that heartfelt sisterly bond built on love and forgiveness, the original pitch had no family tie between them at all. They were strangers, with Elsa positioned purely as the antagonist, sophisticated, detached, and driven by malice. The whole plot revolved around a dark prophecy: a ruler with a frozen heart was destined to bring total destruction to Arendelle. This gave her one of the most detailed villain backstories Disney ever sketched out early on. Picture this. Elsa gets jilted at the altar on her wedding day, abandoned in front of everyone. That betrayal shatters her, literally freezing her heart and awakening her ice powers as a twisted result. While the final film's eternal winter happens by accident, sparked by Elsa's fear and a panicked outburst, the villain version takes it much further. She unleashes the blizzard deliberately as pure revenge. It's spite aimed at the world that hurt her, a calculated storm meant to make others suffer just as she did. This intentional cruelty made her a force of vengeful chaos, far removed from the heroic arc we ended up with. In the original story, Anna took center stage as the hero, while Elsa served as the clear-cut villain, and the two of them genuinely despised each other, with no room for reconciliation or shared history. Elsa constructed her towering ice castle as a fortress of isolation, much like in the final film, but her reasons and defenses were far more aggressive. Instead of just one loyal snowman guardian like Marshmallow to keep intruders at bay out of her own fear, she unleashed an entire army of massive rampaging snow monsters, early prototypes of Marshmallow, designed to hunt down and battle the protagonists head-on. These beasts weren't passive protectors, they were weapons in her war against Arendelle, turning her retreat into an offensive stronghold that amplified her menace and made every approach a fight for survival.
Why are you on my mountain?
We were sent to look for Princess Anna.
By whom?
Admiral Westergaard.
Oh, of course. Well, why didn't Admiral Westergaard come himself, since he loves her so?
That all leads us to the massive turning point in Elsa's arc, the song Let It Go, which flipped the entire direction of her character in the movie. The original plot got scrapped largely because of how this number evolved during production. At first, the team envisioned it as Elsa's full-on villain anthem, a defiant celebration of her embracing the darkness, her powers, and her thirst for revenge without a shred of regret. But when they delivered the finished version, it hit completely different. The lyrics and melody radiated raw empowerment, liberation, and a deep emotional vulnerability that made listeners root for her inner struggle. It painted her not as a monster reveling in chaos, but as someone breaking free from shame and self-doubt in a way that felt triumphant yet heartbreaking. The production team knew they had a problem. They couldn't keep her as the bad guy after hearing it, because audiences would connect with her pain and growth too deeply to cheer against her, so they overhauled everything. They rewrote the core relationships to make Elsa and Anna blood sisters, forging that unbreakable bond of love and redemption that drives the story we know. The frozen heart prophecy shifted from a literal curse of doom to a powerful metaphor for Elsa's paralyzing fear and emotional isolation, something she could thaw through self-acceptance and family. To plug the villain gap she left behind, they introduced Prince Hans as the scheming betrayer, giving the tale its necessary antagonist without losing the heart of what Let It Go unlocked. It's fascinating to imagine how much darker and more straightforward Frozen and Elsa's character might have turned out if they'd stuck to that early villain blueprint instead of letting the song redefine her journey.